Another fine day to be a communist cop, I think. See what the world has in store for us today. I don't know if there's anything else we can do. The mirror was a white check, right? Let's go have a little look-see at that real quick.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, well, off to a great start. There's definitely a bunch of white checks we can do. I really wish this would go away, though. I don't know why this is still bothering me. I've accepted the quest, and it's still just, like, there. I'm hoping it will leave when I leave the room. No, is it a permanent fixture now? Where's Kim? Downstairs, presumably. Awaiting my arrival. Finally, it's gone. Thank fuck. I was just going to be haunted by the strange blue orb forever. Good morning.
Yes?
Hold still a second.
The lieutenant's posture becomes rigid and uncomfortable as you lean forward and sniff the area just above his shoulder blade. The lieutenant is fastidious as a cat in matters of his personal upkeep, and yet, in the folds of his jacket, you can just perceive the stale and acrid traces of oil rags, transmission fluid, and brake pads.
He's been working on his car.
Wait. There's something else there. Something that sets your GABA receptors aflutter. The lieutenant's aftershave, a common drugstore brand. Strong hints of pine needle.
Okay. Did I just lean on my controller? It suddenly seems to think I'm using a controller. Stop.
But what sort of ideological picture do these smells paint? Tough to say.
Do you need something, detective?
Just as I suspected, you're no lieutenant, you're a mechanic.
I do like to hang around the motor pool every now and then, but that doesn't make me a mechanic. Sort of like how hanging around the liquor store hasn't made you into a master distiller.
Hey, I've been doing better.
You're right, detective. My apologies.
Thank you.
Was there something else you wish to discuss?
No, I think that's about it. That's about it, I think. That's everything we'll ever need from you. Ooh. What's the thing? Hey, what's the thing? The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? That was a revelation. And what's this?
Wait. No. Something about this bunch doesn't smell right.
What do you mean? Aren't they ever arts guides?
They are, but they don't seem too keen to talk with you, do they? No, they don't. Glenn seems to be contemplating grievous bodily harm while he massages his raw knuckles. In the far back, Eugene is doing his best to ignore you.
I mean, I'm not in the room and they haven't seen me yet today, so that's fair. Meanwhile, Fat Angus keeps shooting you furtive glances and mumbling uneasily to himself.
And from his perch at the end of the table, Titus Hardy himself stares at you with a cold contempt that makes you want to leave the cafeteria straight away.
I'm not in the cafeteria.
Besides, you're pretty sure they consider themselves social democrats.
Alright, I guess I'll look elsewhere then. This is about my collecting the communists objective that I seem to be focused on right now. I understand. So what are we doing today? Any thoughts? Any thoughts on what the potential next step is? I don't think there's any reason to go up here. I was thinking maybe we step back in here again? See if this opens yet. I don't know if maybe a night defrosting will help particularly.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Okay, need to put points in physical instrument. I'll have to remember that next time I level up. There's also the whole matter of the ominous spooky ghost, the demon creature or whatever that lives here. Because when I was upstairs, it was all like, what was it all like?
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes.
Yeah, the industrial chimney. It wanted me to look into what was below the the chimney, right? Which presumably will be that furnace. It's in the basement. Did I miss something with this?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Look inside the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
Interesting.
The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? Maybe it's
Hey, look.
coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs.
Those are the voices I heard. Maybe it's the malignant entity. Placence said it lives in a chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
Kick it.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Yay, I thought that might improve my chance. I don't know why, but let's go for it. Hello?
You muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
I guess so. I guess I can't even speak correctly at this point.
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
No, I'm just a disempowered individual trying to take my disempowerment out on everyday objects.
Look, there's a discarded milk carton on the floor. Why don't you destroy that, too?
Good idea. Fuck you, milk carton. This is all your fault.
Kudos.
The Anti-Object Task Force. Yeah. I want to be part of that task force. That sounds cool. That sounds like a fun time. Where's the fuck is my cursor gone? Hello? Like, I'm clearly moving it around because the light's moving, but there we go. Oh no, I still can't see my cursor. I can like see it briefly for like a frame when I click. I just have to sort of guesstimate where it is.
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
I want my cursor back. Like, this is just me moving my mouse up and down right now. I'm not holding any buttons or anything. I have to try and work out where my cursor's at the bottom now. Hello? I yelled, but it didn't work.
Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one answers you. A sudden bout of self-pity comes over you.
I'm gonna power through this. I'm gonna manage without a cursor for the rest of the game. You can't stop me that easily, Disco Elysium.
Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm.
Okay. And just press 2. That works too. There's also an item up there that I want to try and get to, if I can click my way into existence. Oh, this is tricky. This is getting tricky now. Got a postcard though. That's cool. Apparently, he said in the last episode that he collects postcards. That's a thing. I wasn't really aware of that. I just noticed that I kept accidentally picking them up. But apparently, it is a thing that this character is into. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. I don't know what a demijohn is. That's a new word for me. That's a new one for the vocab. Can't help but notice that I'm permanently in tab mode as well. You notice that everything's permanently green glowy as if I've got tab held down when I quite clearly do
The
not.
barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Not fucking with that again. That was a mistake last time. A mistake I shall not repeat. At least not until I've got some more physical instrument points, because I apparently need those anyway, so... Have I ever interacted with this little table? Notice that that's glowing. I'm sure she's going to tell me about what's on it.
A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Starkeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
I guess I came back. I'm happy about this.
Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Well, I have children. A family.
It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you.
I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family.
She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
That sounds amazing. I want it.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
This was a worthwhile endeavour. I'm going to find a character who'll play a board game with me and we're going to have a jolly good time. In the meantime, I've never read these signposts. I kind of just want to get these green blobs off my screen. There we go. In the meantime, what are we investigating next, do you think? What's next on the agenda? I was really hoping we could get that freezer open today, but apparently not. White checks aren't just something you can just retry anytime, it seems. You need to put points in first before it lets you give it another go.
There. Do you smell that?
Smell what?
Can you not detect that inimitable whiff of dissatisfaction and restlessness? That sense that the world is in need of dramatic, even violent reordering?
Are you saying there's a communist nearby?
Without a doubt. Your politico-olfactory cortex doesn't deceive you. The smell is coming from that balcony over there.
You mean from Cindy?
Certainement. A precocious communist youth. A symbol of a kinder, more hopeful future. Now's your chance to establish contact with your revolutionary brothers and sisters.
I'm sure this will go well with a fellow cop following me around.
A chance to establish contact with the future. What a beautiful, terrible thought.
I love beautiful, terrible things. They're my favourite. Was this the way up to the balcony? This is the way up to the balcony. Was that Cindy's apartment then? The one that we broke into randomly? We've not found another character claiming it, have we? There's always a big skull up here. It's probable that there was, that's why she's called the Red Skull or whatever she's called. Or just the Skull or something. But I hadn't actually clocked it.
Hello
I guess I'm a bit
again,
dumb.
officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Hey sister, let's talk politics for a minute.
And what do you know about politics?
My nose told me that you're also a communist. We should team up, join forces.
Well, well. Sounds like quite the snout you've got there.
Your olfactory department wants you to know that it accepts no responsibility for wherever this line of interrogation leads you.
You can't just bail on me like that.
Sure. I know someone who'd love to talk that ideological stuff. You're looking for Steban,
Who's Steban?
a right communist who runs a mega cool and very secret meeting.
Do you know where I can find him?
I might.
Will you tell me?
No.
The lieutenant let slip a sigh that seems to suggest this turn was utterly predictable.
Is it money you want? Here, take some. I've got plenty.
Keep your money. What I want from you's better than gold.
Don't look so deflated. Whatever she asks, you keep your chin up.
And what's that?
A wicked grin extends across her face. A laughing skull. Death hilarious. This is gonna be bad.
Oink for me, piggy. Just once.
Come on, this is no way to treat your revolutionary brother.
Wrong! This is exactly how I treat my little brother.
I'm not oinking for you.
Be a good pig now. No oink, no goods.
Oink.
Well, well. Seems like we're dealing with one tough pig. I'm impressed.
Yes, somehow you managed to oink with at least a modicum of dignity. The lieutenant, needless to say, is not impressed.
Sounds like you're really serious about meeting Staban. It's touching, sort of. Staban's group meets only at night, in an old room in these apartments here. It just so happens you're in luck. Their weekly meeting is tonight. Poke your snout around sometime after 10 p.m. and you might just find them.
Why do I feel like there's a catch?
Oh, smart pig. Because there is. See, Staban's a bit on the paranoid side. He's got all these mega secret passphrases to keep out infiltrators and the like. You can't join the meeting without one.
But you're not going to tell me, are you?
Why would I? That would be so boring. Now, let's see if you're half as dedicated a communist as you say you are. That's enough. Off with you then.
Catch you later, Cindy. You horrible creature. What was this? Did I ever work out what this was? Pretty thoroughly locked, but I'm assuming we can go in there at some point because it has the little entry doorway icon. How curious. How very, very curious. Right, what's next on the agenda then? I love how I'm just walking around, just like I'm meant to be solving a murder, but instead I'm just trying to meet some communist mates. I've been in here. The toilet. Nothing particularly exciting. There's a person there. There's a person in the wall, presumably on the other side of this door, but we can't actually open that door, so... Like, this is kind of cheating knowing there's someone up there, but... Very exciting nonetheless. Very exciting that there's a potential conversation to be had. Right, okay, where next then? Where next? Where are we thinking? What are we planning? What's the big dealio? I'm thinking we head back across the water because I don't think there's much left on this side that we can really sink our teeth into. I don't think, at least. Hey, up. And who are these people?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Says the young man with piss. Oh, it's the F slur. Okay, right, written on his back.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan: "Fuck the world."
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
It's very weird to me because the voice actor is very clearly black, but this character is white, and it's a bit jarring.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Do you guys know Cindy the Skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
The young man's eyes glaze over, his voice filled with longing.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
He adds, returning from whatever void he was just visiting.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
So your rhetoric is confusing. Are you part of the Skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
And what makes you think the organization would accept you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
Throw him off his game.
Are you sure a Skull would say that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only saying practice things for now, so we don't mean no harm to the Skulls brand, or to you.
This is definitely something the Skulls would say. But we're not trying to encroach on the Skulls brand in any way. On the contrary, we're just here to market it.
So you're just pretending to be as nasty and vicious as the Skulls?
Hey, we can be just as hard. Like pavement on top of pavement, or a brick on top of another brick.
Or a grave on top of a grave.
These kids have the vocabulary, but might be missing a brain. Wouldn't a grave on top of a grave be just a big hole? What's hard about holes? Filling them up, baby.
So who's this Van Eyck character?
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is recognized.
So you're saying I'm an old man?
Yep, old as fuck.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder you know nothing about the future. You won't be there.
So why aren't there more Skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
Enough about this scullery then.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
The man who was hanged in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags?
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
I know you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
Well, there isn't anymore.
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
It's not. The man is dead and we need answers.
So what do you think we know?
Fuck all, apparently. So what's with the jackets?
What about them?
So why does your jacket have that written on it?
Well, first off, It's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss.
That's fair.
The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
What?
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
Though he seemed lacking in vocabulary, it seems that the young man has expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
And so why do you have "fuck the world" written on your jacket?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though,
That is a terrible metaphor.
you get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking some one. Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Hey Kim,
Yes?
what do you think about their jackets?
Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan.
Sure, the jackets are scaring you. That's cool.
What are you implying?
Which one would you wear?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
Are you more of a piss F guy or a fuck the world kind of guy?
Neither.
Come on, Kim, it's just a mental exercise.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements.
That works. I feel like more of a fuck the world kind of guy.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
I could get them. It's not a good chance, but I could theoretically get them. Well, talking to you has definitely been something. I'll bear that in mind. If ever I was to save scum in this game, that check would be the one. I don't intend to, though. I tend to prefer to just roll with the punches in games like this. If I fail a check, try that again. If I fail a check, I fail a check. You know what I mean? Anyway, back across the water. Let's see what's going on in the fishing village today. Anything exciting, perchance? Perhaps? Perstance? I'm really just looking for experience at the moment, so I can level up and possibly take another roll of the dice on the opening of the container, the icebox thing. Birds in a birch tree, barely audible coos come from above. That's nice. That's real swell. Is that? No, that's not tear. Maybe I just can't recognise tear because I don't have my little tear bag out anymore. Hard to say, honestly. Hello? Anybody here today? Oh, I see you've not moved in 24 hours. A little bit quicker, please, Harry. We've got places to be, things to do, you know.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
So I take it that's your skiff.
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days?
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, man. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think it'll be ready? There's something we might have to check out on one of the islands. The origin of a shot.
Shot, huh? The boat will be ready when the sea turns and the winds settle. You can't command the weather, officer.
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
2 days? Man, I want to go check out that island. That's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
I got drunk and apparently drove it into the sea.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
You're suggesting we honour the carcass of my former motor carriage?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
What an odd thought. Maybe I should.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Why is everyone in this game a philosopher? Like, I feel stupid talking to every character. Alright, I'm in. But organising a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Let's focus on the things we can actually do, right?
Absolutely. Things like what, for example?
Like nothing. I'll be seeing you. 2 days until we can take the boat to the island. That's going to be a lot of time to kill. You got anything new for me?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Nothing right now, unfortunately. Not going to get that signature ever, am I? Let's be real. 8%. 8%. Oof. I want to go back to see the cryptozoologist again, see if he's willing to make a move yet. I think that's my most likely achievable goal right now. Yo.
Hello, hello. What can I do for you, officer?
Have you noticed anything off about your friend Gary?
No. No, of course not. Why?
Are you sure?
Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home?
So tell me more about these traps.
Well, They may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Layla designed the traps. Lena, even.
Yes.
He says with some pride. And what are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect? Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Alright, well, let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Chaos is my method. I am its scion.
Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help.
Okay, so what do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
And what if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me.
Wise choice.
He douses you with the odd-smelling spray and then gives you a satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, but puts the spray can back in his pocket. Right, so what are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them,
He gestures to a trap in front of him.
you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
What? Aren't you having fun?
Even relative to examining a week-old corpse, I'm not sure mucking about in the reeds qualifies as fun. But have it your way, detective.
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Alright, I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
I'll get going. But first...
Hello again. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I can't wait to get out of here.
Right. Analyze Gary's composure. Take 2.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it?
It sounds like he's wearing some kind of armor under his clothes. You can't tell it's there just from looking at him. Probably stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
Interesting. So you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Give me that armor. Now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He shakes his head.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
So do you know who killed the hangman?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
So are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Thank you for your cooperation. Now that was helpful. Physical instrument level up. 2 still isn't particularly good, I know, but hopefully it'll get us a little bit closer to wrenching that little thingy-mabob open. We now have a job to do vis-a-vis checking cryptid cages. They said there was one at Land's End, one down by the crossing, and the other one was near the boardwalk, did it say? Or near the fishing village? It was near somewhere. It was near somewhere. I'm probably never going to find that one now, am I? Unless it's in my quest log. But let's go to the Land's End one at least. Go have a quick look-see there. Because apparently we're just doing that now. I kind of assumed we'd have to wait before we check the traps, you know? This wasn't the right way at all. I was kind of assuming that it would be like you do it once a day instead of like right now as soon as the guys are leaving, but says I. We'll give it a look. Why not? Maybe fast travel away. We never really established what all this was about either. Was there any means of getting in there? I don't think there was, right?
An old door, worn by elements, guards.
Okay. Not for me, it would seem. At least not yet. Oh, wait, is that it? That's it. I found it.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze, weighed down by rain. They seem to be waiting for something.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens on getting some fresh air.
I meant no offense. Just...
The lieutenant doesn't know how to finish the sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back on the ground. Huzzah! Okay, it's another moment where we're not allowed to fast travel. Fair enough. I was going to just bail back to town to have another go at wrenching that freezer open, but I guess we're just going to walk the long way. I do not understand what dictates whether or not you can fast travel and where you can fast travel to in this game. It seems like something you can only do like at set occasions for some reason. I don't really understand. Maybe I'm just being dumb. Maybe there's just like something I need to press in the UI somewhere that toggles between fast travel mode and not fast travel mode, but I sure as fuck don't know what it is. What is that over there, though? Come on, quickly, run. Run, Harry. You can do it. I believe in you. Looking back at you from the rust-coloured water. You! What a coincidence. Didn't expect to see me here. Small world, you know? I was sure that one of the traps was meant to be around here somewhere. I don't know. I'll have a more thorough look for it later, I think. I think we'll look for the one round by the bridge. There it is.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
Look around.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks seem like a rebuke. The sound of the city hums in the east.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. He's loving it. He's loving it. He was against my wacky attitude to begin with, but he's definitely warmed up to old Harry. He loves the insanity of it all. Makes a change from regular police work, I imagine. Right, let's go physical instrument our way through a freezer. I'm really hoping this check isn't going to continue to be like damn near impossible, because I feel like I guess I don't need to do this. This does have side quest written all over it, but something that's really been preying on me.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Oh, we succeeded at 28% just a minute ago. Maybe that luck will carry on. 17% go!
Ice squeaks beneath your Kavalzund multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before, and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost, or...
Alright, guess we leave it even longer. We'll come back again tomorrow. Another day, another dollar. I don't know if we're going to have to keep putting points in physical instrument in order to keep rolling it again. Which could be an issue, because I'm pretty certain my max physical instrument is 2. There didn't seem to be any more open points available to me, so I might have to, like, get extra points in it by doing something in here. Might be something in here I can possibly bump it up with, or at least bump my max up with, so then I can put more points in it. I don't know. So, that didn't quite go as planned. And I am once again running out of things to do. The things remaining to me in my point of view, is finding that other crypto trap, which I think I might press on with right now. I'm assuming it's going to be down the other coast, either north or south of where we met the zoologists themselves. There's also there was a quest just to like work out what was going on with that one, the three raver lads. One of them specifically, there was a quest to like work out what his deal was. So we might try and press that just as something to do for a bit. I don't know though. I guess there's a bunch of people we've just not spoken to today who might have some more information or more tidbits for me now. Hard to say, honestly. I'm thinking it might be around here somewhere though, this remaining trap. I don't see it. A whole lot of nothing up here. What does the journal say specifically? Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. West. Is that not here? Are these not the boathouses here? Oh, hold up, what's this? Mind if I do? Oh, did I walk straight past it? Holy shit, Joe.
This trap's not too hard to spot. Once you know.
Apparently it is.
Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologists.
No, it was definitely hard to spot. Look around.
Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain.
Reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
Bummer, it wasn't in there.
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Yeah, that's fair. And then we just go back to the one we started at? I feel like there was several of them in the place we started at, to be honest, but it's around here somewhere, right? Ah, there it is. Again, completely blind as fuck.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain.
Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Look closer.
No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
It's empty. Morel didn't leave it empty.
Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but still. Morel needs to know.
We did, sort of, promise to tell them, didn't we?
He seems to regret the fact. And I regret the fact that we've been going for over 50 minutes now and I need to stop playing. So much more excitement to get on with. Absolutely nothing to do with the murder case, but, stuff nonetheless. And we'll do that next time. I'll see you.